Well, good afternoon. Today is Monday, August 31st, 2020. All I can say is, wow, another month has come and gone. And so we are literally down to the last 4 months of the year. And so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela Hooper-Menifield, and I'm the Chief Equipping Officer of Menifield and Associates. And today, for our HR moment, so I like to have our human resource moment, specifically thinking into our supervisory employees and those who desire to be one, right? And so today's HR moment is about consistency and why it matters. And I really thought this was a great topic today. I actually shared it within a business membership group that I'm a part of because it is so common, I guess, for lack of a better word, for people to have reasons why they didn't, right? And consistency has just been playing over and over in my head over this weekend. And if I'm fully transparent, I think part of that is due to, like so many of you, I'm sure you were Chadwick Boseman fans, right? And so when we heard on Friday night that, number one, he passed, but secondly, that all the things he'd done while he was sick, it just really made me do an inventory. Now, of course, not wishing sickness on anybody, including myself, but it just made me think about, like, what have been some of the reasons I was not consistent? And where I may be consistent in some areas of my life, what are the areas that I'm not? And how can I think into that a little bit more? Because when you're consistent, you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And so when we first start thinking about consistency, whether that is us as a supervisor, perhaps you're a business owner, maybe somebody just starting out new, I think we have to first think into the areas of our life where we can see differences in delivery. Now, what do I mean by that? There are some areas that we're getting results. We're proud of the results and we're excited. And then there are some other areas, maybe not so much. And so it could be your health and fitness, your eating, meal prep, studying for an exam. Perhaps you have to take, maybe you committed to volunteering. And of course, a lot of things have changed during COVID, but there are still some ways that we can support and do things. Maybe you started on a savings plan at the beginning of the year and putting money aside every week, and now you notice you hadn't done it in a while. So it could be a host of things. But here's what I know. When we are consistent, we achieve better results. And often that can be the difference between failure and success. And so one of the things we have to do as leaders, because again, these HR moments, we're targeting supervisors, those who lead and manage others, is one of the best things we can do is lead by example. And so our consistency can result in other people being consistent, right? Because we're modeling the behaviors that we say we expect out of them. And so that's one of the things that we can do and do well. But beyond that, consistency builds trust, right? So think about it. Maybe you're a business owner, like myself, and you say your hours are from 9 to 5. When people show up to your doors, and again, maybe we don't do as much door-to-door business as we did before, but I know for a fact I have gone to places and they said they would be open at a certain time and they wouldn't. One time I actually remember having a hairdresser who would schedule appointments with me, and I would get to the salon and she wasn't there. And over time, I had to go somewhere else because consistently this was a problem, right? And so you want to build trust. Renee, you said consistency has always been a challenge for you and you're refocusing now. Renee, that's really awesome. So, part of this is awareness, right? You have to know that this is something you have to work on. And for what it's worth, Renee, there are still areas in my life that the consistency is not as good as it should be. And so, like I said, just thinking through things this weekend, it just made me think about, where can I do better? And so we want people to trust us. Now, that's whether that's our employees, it's our customers, it's even our family. I mean, think about it. Have you ever told somebody you were coming to visit them? And then when you later reached out to say you weren't coming, they weren't home anyway? I would bet it's because they said you weren't coming. When people use phrases like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, that's an indication that you're not consistent. And again, I have had people in certain areas of my life say that to me. So I know it's true, right? Consistency builds trust. The other thing that consistency builds is predictability, right? So we can be able to predict what is going to happen. Like if I'm consistently, gregarious, I like to talk, I smile, I have this energy that's positive. I try, right? But if I'm consistently that way, guess what people come to expect? They expect me to be that way because now I'm predictable. And one of the things that good, bad, or indifferent, that has been said is, people know what they're going to get, right? They don't even have to like what they get. People want to know. Dr. Michelle, let's see, what did you say? You said consistency and trust are so important. Self-accountability, oh yes, is vital. Then we can hold ourselves accountable. And as leaders, we can hold our teams accountable. That is so true, Michelle, right? And I see your consistency, so I'm a shout out to Dr. Michelle for those of you who are interested in Mary Kay Cosmetics. She is one of our premier Mary Kay consultants and part of our community. And so, that's just a quick shout out. But she says positive vibes only, right? People want to know what that they can expect from you. And so it provides predictability. It also creates personal responsibility. So as a leader, you're taking the ownership and the person that's leading by example, and you're saying, you know what? I can do this, I will do this, and I'm going to hold myself accountable. One of the worst things we can do as a leader of a group, a team, is hold people to a different standard than we hold ourselves to, right? And so when we are consistent, we are taking the personal responsibility, and we're also empowering others to be responsible for themselves. It's my pleasure, Michelle. One of the things I tell people all the time is I am responsible to you, not for you, right? So as supervisors and managers, just having that awareness, right, that I'm responsible to my team, but not for my team. Ultimately, everybody has self-responsibility. And so again, as the leader, if we are responsible and we demonstrate this, we are being accountable. People on our team and that follow us and we mentor and that we have influence with, they're more inclined to do the same thing. Now, for many of us, again, a lot of us in entrepreneurship, maybe we have a full-time job and a quote unquote side hustle, and some of us are in this game full time. But as a result of that, what it does for your business is it builds your personal brand. People begin to know what they can expect from you. So I'm going to tell on myself, right? So like years ago, maybe about 8, I was it 8 or 6? I don't know. I think it was 8. So I really took a interest in my health, and I was queen, like Miss Fitness, workouts. This is what I'm eating. And I went through a season in my life where, I just didn't feel like it. Life happened, some personal things that we went through. But long story short, guess what happened? People were texting me. They were like, hey, where are your posts? And I was shocked. Number one, some of these people had never commented on a single post I had made. But what had happened was I had built this as a part of my brand. And I was doing this part-time, right? And so they were looking for me. And so this was a demonstration of that I had been so consistent in this space that absent of it, people wanted to know where it was. So I say that to say, if you really want to know how consistent you are at doing something, stop doing it. See if anybody notices, right? Because if nobody notices, then that's an indication that perhaps you're not as consistent as you think you are. And then the last thing is, consistency takes dedication, right? In order to do something consistently, that's day in, day out, the days I feel like it, the days I don't. Renee, you said that'll do it, huh? The days I don't, is you got to be dedicated, because dedication supersedes all feelings. Feelings are temporary. They change just like this, right? So like literally 1 minute I could be happy, the next minute I'm sad, the next minute I'm mad, the next minute I'm, just perplexed. But when you're dedicated to something, that means rain or shine, as the post office say, hail, sleet, or snow, you're going to do it because this is something we value. This is our commitment to you. And even so today, I was a part of a conference. I've been on a 3-day conference. It's been awesome. Personal growth, that's something I'm committed to, right? But I've also made a commitment to check in on a group every Monday at noon. And so even though, the content was great, the premier speaker was on the floor, I left momentarily because I had to do what I said I was going to do, because I did not want to let the people down in the group. And so I ask you, I'll leave you with this, look at your calendars and look at your checkbook. Now, why do I say calendar and checkbook? Well, we've all heard the sayings, right? You can tell what's important to a person based on how they spend their time and their money. And I want you to see if the things that you say that you want to focus on, the things that you say are important to you, are reflected in those two areas. And if they're not, hey, it's okay, because we all have to sometimes stop and do a check. So I would say, see what are the things that are eating up your time that maybe you could remove in order for you to make the time for the things that you say are important. For some of us, it's too much television. And I'm not hating on TV. I keep TV on all day, every day. I like noise. I like to see something. I'm visual, even if the volume is muted, right? But it doesn't keep me, when I'm focused anyway, from doing the other things I said I was going to do. Or if there's some other habits and some places I spend money that don't align with where I want to go, then those are some other places I can be consistent. And what I'll also say is, to help you figure out what those are, see yourself, right? So envision yourself. So we're at August 31st, 2020. I just want you to see yourself now, January 1, 2021, right? So I know so many of us are like wishing 2020 away. It's unbelievable, but I don't. Has it been a trying year? Yes. Both personally, professionally, environmentally, all those things, yes, challenging. But I don't wish it away, because I realize I have to always live in the moment, because this is the only one I have. But the second thing I would say is, let's see ourselves in your mind, get the vision, right, of yourself January 1st, 2021. What do you look like? How do you envision yourself? What do you see yourself having accomplished? And then begin making decisions today. So we still have 4 months that get you closer to that goal, right? Because that consistency, if you could just start something now and consistently keep up with it, where could you be in 4 months? Could you be a better leader? Could you be a more empathetic leader? Could you have more awareness in places that you don't have? Maybe you tackle some health goals. It really doesn't matter what you focus on, but if we're going to show up anyway and do something anyway with our time, let's do some of the things that we say are important. So I'll leave you with that. I hope that's something to ponder. I would love to hear your thoughts, the things that you decided to focus on. I've decided in the last 4 weeks that my health has been suffering due to my lack of attention. And so for me, that's one of those things. And so I want you guys to hold me to it, right? Come January 1, like Angela, what's your health like compared to what it was in August of 2020? And I am committed to be consistent in taking care of that. So I'll be able to have something positive to tell you and continuing to grow my business, my platform, and do things in a way that shows that I can adjust and pivot. But those are the two things I'm really focused on. And so I would love to hear what you're focused on. And if I can help you in any way, be an accountability partner, support you on that journey, feel free to let me know. Because there's nothing that gives me greater satisfaction than helping somebody else get a win in their life. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Renee and Dr. Michelle. I definitely appreciate you. By the way, you guys are sorors. I just thought I'd let you know. Have a lot of awesome AKAs in my life. So anyway, love you guys. Hey, Linda, how are you? I missed you, my friend. So thank you so much for watching. And again, we'll be back on Wednesday with our HR moment from Menifield and Associates. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.